Welcome to Paramount News. I'm Paramount Powers.
And I'm Eli.
The latest news that the Allied invasion of Normandy has made it all the way to the River Seine in Paris, France, as of today, August 19th, 1944.
That's right, it's 1944. It's been over 2 months since D-Day, which was on June 6th of this year, if anyone was unaware, and it marked a critical turning point in World War II.
D-Day is also known as Georget en Francais.
I didn't understand any of that. Anyway, 24,000 Canadian, British, and American soldiers landed under Nazi-occupied France at the beaches of Normandy on June 6th, just after midnight. French forces joined shortly after.
This invasion, can you even call it an invasion if France already owned it?
Google's example for an invasion is the Allied invasion of Normandy, so yes.
What's Google? It's 1944. Let's just continue the play-by-play of D-Day.
Ships carrying tanks landed a few hours later.
A massive show of force by the Americans.
You might think Normandy is a single place, but it's actually a whole region of France, so there were 5 different beaches for the Allies to invade: the Gold, Juno, Utah, Sword, and Omaha beaches.
The Allies eventually won, but not before many arduous battles. The Nazi Atlantic Wall wasn't just bunkers and barbed wire.
There were mines, machine gun nests, and sniper towers across the cliffs. The Allies trained for months practicing landings, airdrops, and even deception strategies like Operation Fortitude, where they faked an invasion at Calais.
There are even tank traps called Czech hedgehogs,
Which, fun fact, were invented in Czechoslovakia, hence the name.
All 5 beaches, but especially Omaha, saw quite a few losses. But slowly and surely, the Allies pushed inland, freeing villages and Vache.
What's a vache?
Cows. They freed French countryside cows. Anyway, did you know that D-Day was postponed for a day because of bad weather?
One of the largest invasions in history got delayed because of some clouds.
Apparently the sky had to be clear so that pilots could see their targets and paratroopers could see the ground.
Sure, that makes sense. And now that the Allies have a foothold in France, they have to push the Nazis all the way to Germany.
The Germans still have lots of troops all over Europe, plus Blitzkrieg is still alive and well. So there's a lot of strategy involved, plus rationing.
Speaking of which, here's a word from our sponsor. All that's left of the bread is the end piece. I'm just gonna throw it away.
Stop!
It's Patricia!
That's right! Don't throw that bread away! A starving soldier in France could eat that!
Well then, what should I do?
By golly, you should save it for another time. Toast it, dip it, turn to pudding, but by golly, don't waste that.
But why, Patricia?
It'll help the Allies win the war. Every crumb counts.
Well, how does saving bread help us defeat the Axis powers?
Well, it's all about rationing and resource allocation, saving resources for the war effort.
If only someone at home had rationed a bit more bread. This is all I have for today.
Yeah, if only, Timmy.
So if I eat this end piece, I destroy fascism?
You fight fascism with your ration. And while you're at it, eat some carrots. They help our soldiers see at night, and totally isn't British propaganda to sell carrots, an underperforming crop at the time, which doesn't actually help you see better at night. And the reason why British soldiers can see at night is because of radar technology. Eat some carrots! And that's it. Welcome back to recap D-Day. 24,000 Allied troops parachuted in just after midnight on June 6th of 1944. Then thousands more stormed 4 other beaches in Normandy.
But after a whole lot of blood, sweat, and sand, the Allies slowly started pushing inland, taking out Nazi strongholds in sections of France, which then became governed by the French again.
Germany had 50 military divisions stationed in France and the Pays-Bas, and 18 more in the Nordics, while the Allies had a US, Canadian, British, and French military power.
The Allies are pushing east, and Timmy's saving the world, one bread end at a time. He's doing his part. Are you doing yours?
This has been Paramount News, where it's still 1944.
That's right, it's 1944. And
Don't waste the bread!
Welcome back to present day 2025. On June 6, 1944, over 150,000 soldiers, most were very young, just 21 or 22 years old, ran directly into Nazi gunfire as they stormed the beaches of France. Over 4,400 Allied soldiers died by the end of that day, and over 73,000 by the end of this battle. Americans got hit the worst at Omaha Beach.
D-Day was the turning point that changed everything in the war. Hitler was only fighting on one front before D-Day, but then he had to split his army and fight multiple fronts at once. While young Allied soldiers were storming the beaches, French women were helping them in secret. They carried weapons, delivered messages, and risked their lives as part of the resistance. With their help, Nazi Germany fell apart within a year of the battle.
I had the opportunity to visit Normandy, walk through the American cemetery, and walk on the beaches last year for the 80th anniversary of D-Day. 80 years later, people in France still remember and appreciate the American sacrifice. Families take care of American soldiers' graves, and kids in French schools learn the names of the American heroes that saved their country. The French people who survived the war made sure that their children knew what the Allied soldiers did for them. Every year on June 6th, France stops to remember and say thank you.
These weren't just troops fighting at the beaches. These young people left everything behind to fight the Nazis on the other side of the world. We should thank them for their sacrifice and for making the world a better place.